Greetings and salutations, and we're back with the Woodless travesty, because I'm still looking for a crafting table, which is not gonna bode well for my survival, I don't think. Hey, zombies! Wonderful. All because it's raining. So I'm only allowed to, for those of you that are new to the whole challenge here, I'm only allowed to harvest sticks off of like bamboo and leaves. That's how I have sticks. Not allowed to use wood logs, I'm not allowed to use wood planks, or wood at all. The goal is to get to the nether without using wood. So if I can harvest bamboo for sticks, then that means I can effectively... Oh, that doesn't help me. I harvest bamboo for sticks. That allows me to use tools. I will need to bait creepers and get them to blow up some cobblestone in order for me to make stone pickaxes. Oh good, another death pit. I'm so glad I keep running into them, because that's high on my list of things. I have run into approximately 4 villages, of which the 4 villages I only took a bed out of one, and out of the other I took some stuff out of the chest, but I made the stipulation that whatever I take out of the chest, I have to replenish with something of somewhat equal value. So when it came to the second village, whoops, trying to there it goes. When I came to the second village, I got the golden hoe out of the disheveled nether portal. Same way with the obsidian, got that out of the disheveled nether portal, and the iron nuggets and the gold nuggets, as well as the flint. And then I took the nether portal chest. Same with the fire charge too. I took some potatoes from the village. I left oak saplings for the exchange for the potatoes. And I also took the saddle, but left a leather helmet. So I try to make even on it. Ooh. Pirate ship. Yar har and yo ho. Okay, well, if I didn't jump like a complete baboon. Okay, let's try this a third time. Okay, you know what? We're having a bit of a problem. Now, I'm not allowed to harvest any of the wood off the boat. None. Which means if there's something that I have to cut through wood here to get into, I'm not allowed to. Cool, found a shipwreck. Okay. But I am allowed to take this. Which makes it easier, because now that's some storage that I don't have to worry about. Okay, some wheat. That's good. Some potatoes. Some carrots. And some poisonous potatoes, which do me no good ever. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this because we're going to need the storage. That's all I can get from here. I really don't like the fact that there's an Enderman, like, right there. That's not good. I need to find something. I can get rid of the leaf litter, I guess. Oh, pick it back up, you fool. Well, that doesn't help. No, let's close this in. Not good, not good, not good. Well, I'm safe in here for now. Getting out's going to be a chore. But no, I've put these restrictions on me because... Perfect. Because I didn't want it to be too easy. Well, that blew up some of that. Question is did I end up harvesting? No, I did not. Good. I really don't like the sound of the turtles. I really do not. We'll get rid of the leaf litter. Whoa. There. It was worth giving the carrots to the horse. I know I should have saved some for planting, but you know what? We're just gonna roll with it. I need to find the desert, because that's got to be the desert over this one. It's got to be. Because apparently the desert village has a crafting table. And apparently it's only the desert village that has ow, a crafting table. From what I've heard. That looks like death over there. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about, and it's... I saw something on Twitter, and normally I don't try to engage with a whole bunch of stuff on Twitter. Of course. I don't try to engage with a whole bunch of stuff on Twitter, generally. This one I almost had to, because they were talking about Black Ops 7, right? And they said, you know, what's your take on Black Ops 7? And they were talking, and the person that mentioned it was Nade Shot, I believe. Now, I don't know him that much, but he's saying that he basically came out and made the somewhat audacious claim that if you don't like Black Ops 7, you were not a fan of Call of Duty to begin with. And to that I say, horse pun intended, nay. I'm a fan of Call of Duty because I was a fan of 2019. I was a fan of 2019, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Vanguard. I even liked Vanguard, and a lot of people hated it. And I was a fan of those. And I was a fan of Black Ops 6 and Modern Warfare 3, and that was it. Yeah, Modern Warfare 3, and then Black Ops 6. I loved them all. I thought they were great games. I thought they were well done. Black Ops 7 is the only one that I truly believe that they have laid an egg on. And it's simply because it's just not, it's not fun. And no, I'm not allowed to use bamboo as bamboo planks. But nevertheless, like I was saying, I was not a fan. I'm not a fan of Black Ops 7 because to me it is not an enjoyable game. It is not fun to play, in the least. To those, like I said in my one video, to those that like it, awesome. I'm glad you do. I'm glad you love it. I'm glad you found a game you can thoroughly enjoy. But it is not for me. And I went on to say that if you know, that Battlefield 6, I think Battlefield 6 is a far superior game. And the reason I think Battlefield 6 is a superior game is it's just more fun. Now, I said this the other day when I was playing the Black Ops 7 beta. And then it dawned on me. What is it that ruins a game? What is it that ruins the game and makes the game less enjoyable? And to me, there's one thing that does this. And this is the metagame. Metagame. And I put that in quotes. And for those of you that are not familiar with what a meta is when the entire game's play style and performance is shaped around the actions of a very few that find something that is either too strong, too proficient, you name it. If it ends up being a very strong game style, game type, or like what have you, everybody will gravitate to it. This is a meta. And what makes it a meta and what ruins it for me? Quite simple. And that is a meta in like Hearthstone is Murloc Paladin. That's a meta. That's a meta deck. But what metas do is it creates unfun play patterns and what I effectively like to call super sweats. Those are the two parts of a meta. Unfun play patterns and super sweats. Now, unfun play patterns are like Murloc Paladin. They're like going into Warzone, and I think it was like, for the longest time, it was like, what, the Kilo 141 was like the premier gun that you used because it just was proficient and deadly no matter what. And so everybody and their mom was using a Kilo 141. And it made it feel watered down, like every opponent was the same. And that's what a meta is. Now, the other half of this is the super sweats. Now, what's a super sweat? You have sweaty players. And sweaty players, they long to be competitive. They want to make they want to get on an esports team, or they want to be the next big thing in a game. And so they get sweaty, and they try to win all the time. But they're not really worried about it if they lose. They enjoy the game. They have fun playing it. And so to them, the game is about fun, but they would prefer to win. That's a sweat. Okay, that's just a sweaty player. A super sweat cares only for the win. And if they're not winning, they're not happy. That's a super sweat. Now, super sweats, and this might be that's bad for the horse. Super sweats, and this might be a hot topic here. Ninja, when he used to play Fortnite, was a super sweat. Was, being the key word then. He's gotten older, and with age comes wisdom. And now, when you look at him, he plays games to have fun. He plays games for the enjoyment of the game. You know, he doesn't sit there and go, man, I have to win, and then gets upset when he doesn't win. Would it be nice to win? Sure. Does he care? No. He plays the game and he has enjoyment. I mean, there was a time where he's just like, he's like, I'm not, 18 anymore. I'm in my 30s now. Yeah, exactly. The older you get, the wiser you get. And with that wisdom, with that age comes wisdom. And with that wisdom comes the realization that games are meant to be fun. They're meant to be an escape and to have some enjoyment out of it. And people forget that because what super sweats will do is super sweats will do anything for the win. Short of even cheating, they will do anything for the win. And that's all that matters. And the super sweats are what create the meta because the super sweats have to win, so they're constantly studying how to win the game. They're constantly studying what they need to do to be the best of the best all the time. And to a degree, this ruins the game for, well, most everybody else. And it really, horse. Okay, horse, off the bed. Thank you. And for most people, to them, winning is the only thing that matters. Well, not most people, but for most of the super sweats, winning is the only thing that matters. And it ends up watering down the game. And we're going to go back to using Ninja for an example back in Fortnite. Fortnite became one thing. It became so one-dimensional. And that one dimension it became was build a tower really rapidly and then use a shotgun and jump down on your opponent and win. That was the meta. And it sucked all the enjoyment out of the game, so much so that they had to go and make Fortnite zero build. If the game was meant to be played by building towers and jumping down on people with a shotgun, why would they have to go and make zero build? Sorry, horse. Well, clearly it wasn't... Sorry, horse. Wasn't that fun of a game style. And so, that's what they did, is they tried to fix it by making it so that people could actually play the game and use other things like assault rifles and pistols and snipers and not just be relegated to building a bigger tower and then jumping down on your opponent. Same thing can be said for, like, Hearthstone with, Murloc Paladin or Blood Death Knight. When a meta deck is created, it starts creating unfun play patterns. And unfun play patterns are what cause a game to lose its popularity. You can look at any game, and when something becomes unfun, the game's popularity starts taking a nosedive. This is nothing new. This happened in everything. It happened in WoW, it happened in you name it. It has happened legitimately in every single game. WoW, Hearthstone, Fortnite, Call of Duty. If you name it, it's had an unfun play pattern at one point in time. And they rectify it by patching it out and changing it up. Now, sometimes it works and sometimes it fixes everything. Other times, the game just dies off because they don't react in time. And this is all because of Super Sweats creating the meta. This is one of the reasons why on my channel and in the videos I make, you'll see me doing wacky things that I don't normally do, that most players don't normally do. And this is because I enjoy playing the game for the game. I enjoy having fun with it. Really? Can I get a desert biome already? But I like playing a game for the enjoyment, for the fun factor. And for just goofing off in a game. Now, if you take a look at, say, Battlefield 6, I'm going to tell you right now, I am going to play Battlefield 6. I've already got it. I've already got it preloaded. I'm ready and waiting for it to drop on the 10th. But if you come to the Battlefield 6 videos and you expect to see amazing plays and high performance, I'm gonna have to stop you right there and tell you you're in the wrong place. Because what you're gonna find is you're gonna find room temperature IQ and a guy running around trying to kill people with C4. Because it's fun. And so, even though I don't have a room temperature IQ, I'm gonna act like I do. Because I like to have, like I said, I like to have fun with my games. Kind of the intended purpose, kind of what I do. And so, you're not going to see, like, fantastic, over-the-top, mind-boggling plays. You're just going to see a guy probably laughing and smiling a lot, having a good time with a game. And that's the point. Like, I think a lot of people have lost the plot when it came to games. The point of games is to have fun. And the point of this one is to try to do a Woodless challenge, but that's the other thing I do, and you'll notice that across my channel too. I like to challenge myself with games that I'm fairly proficient at. I also like to wax philosophically, too. I'll usually go off on some esoteric, random, deep topic that is very different. And sometimes I hope to provoke thought in people, and other times, if I don't, I don't. But that's what I do. That's the entirety of my channel. And I try to be entertaining as well, which, yeah, sometimes I thought I was as entertaining as Wall Spackle, but, you know, that's... Everybody views himself with a critical eye. Ooh, another derelict portal. You don't say. Aha. With no chest? No chest. None. No way. Did I come back to where I began? There is absolutely no way. Wait, that's desert. Is it? Is that desert? No. There's a village, there's cherry trees. I believe I'm in the same exact spot I once was. We're gonna go to this village. We're gonna try it. I don't remember that much desert being around here, though. Horse? There we go. But no, I just... Obviously, you can't stop sweats from playing a game, and you can't stop sweats from being super sweats. And I wouldn't want to, because they can play the game the way they want to, right? And that's the whole thing. That's kind of the whole point of games, is to play it your way and to have fun. But... Oh, that's a trident. That's a trident. Ouch. Serpentine. Serpentine. Get on the shore. There's a perfect set of stairs up right there. Trident's hurt. Trident's hurt a lot. Okay. As long as the horse is coming up, we're good. Okay, horse, you need to kind of, like, get a little closer there, buddy. I think I've been to this village before. We'll check. I didn't want to go into the bed. I just want to check for stuff. Oh, look. That guy actually has carpeting. You know what? I'm going to borrow your bed, buddy. Actually, I don't have to. Wait, he's got an upstairs? Cool. No, I mean, I think people should be allowed to play games the way they want to, right? And there should be a wide expanse of things that allow people to play the game they want to, the way they want to, which is again perfectly fine, no issues with that whatsoever. The problem is you start getting a lot of people gatekeeping, and gatekeeping becomes a big issue because what gatekeeping will do is it starts saying to players, okay, you can't do this and you can't do that because, well, it ruins everything for all of us. Ooh, a bundle. What could I give? Well, I don't want to give. I don't want. I don't really need a bundle. I just need a crafting table. That's it. That's all I need. Ooh, cauldron full of water. You have nothing. Pretty sure this house has nothing over here too. But we're gonna check anyway. Yep. And out of options. The games where there's a lot of competitive things. Because I'll tell you the other thing right now. The other unfun play pattern that I've run across is oddly enough on Pokemon, Scarlet and Violet. I like playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I like doing the competitive battling. But I like being able to step outside of the competitive battling. Is this carrots? Oh, that was wheat. It was wheat. Did not want your wheat. I apologize. Because if it was carrots, I was going to borrow another carrot. Okay, so there's another chest. Potatoes. I'm sorry, not potatoes. Bread. There's a book, too. You can have the oak saplings, because I don't need those. So 19 wheat, that's 6 bread. Seems like a fair exchange. It's just that the super sweats end up ruining competitions with the unfun play patterns. And I've experienced it out while playing Pokemon. I'll be sitting there and you queue up and you will always see the same thing over and over and over again. Which is a whole pack of legendaries, and that's all you fight against. And you can only fight against so many legendary Pokemon before you just basically cash in your chips and just call it a day. Know what I mean? Because you queue into so many flutter mains. There was a hole back there I could have fallen into. That would have been death. You can only run into so many flutter main and so many other Pokemon every time before you just get fed up with it completely in its entirety and just say, I'm done. And then just pack it in, right? And so when you have these unfun play patterns, it creates a friction between the games and the players. And it shouldn't be up to the developers to create a one solution, right? There are certain games. Is that really a desert biome over there? I don't think it is. I think I'm going to go off this way. I think I'm going to go back toward the village. And I think I'm going to go beyond the village because I don't think that was the village I went to before. I'm going to get lost in the woods here, and then I'm going to go through the village. I just think that it should not be up to the developers to put restrictions in there and say, oh, you can do this, you can't do that anymore. Let the players make some changes to certain things. I'll let, put in different game modes for people that want to play differently, right? As much as you probably don't understand this because I don't know how many of the people out there actually understand Smogon. Smogon or Smogon was what they called the premier battling group. And they weren't registered by or not registered, they weren't realized by the VGC. The VGC did not recognize them as a battling group. Okay? But what Smogon would do is Smogon would go one step further. And they... Ooh, hello. Wait, that's a village. Yeah, I kind of need the lead. Horse. Get over here. So, they went and they created... Not even... I can't even say it like a league, but they created their own council. Smogon did. They created their own council, and they started banning and restricting certain Pokemon based on what the council deemed was overpowered. So it was like a small contingent of 5 or 6 people saying, that one specific Pokemon's overpowered. It's now banned in almost all forms of competition. I'm sorry, it shouldn't be. And so that's something they've done wrong. Now, something they've done right is they brought out tier lists of like where you could go and say, oh, I want to play with these. And you play with a very specific style, very specific type of Pokemon. Legendaries are not usable. What if you want to play with legendaries? There's a place for that. It was cool. I liked that. But they went too far into the whole, we know what we're talking about, we're the authority here. And then they just kind of ruined it. Crafting table! Oh, finally. Now comes the other struggle. Finding coal. We go in here, we're going to see what they got. Nothing. They've got beats. You can tell they're politicians. They're all standing around going, politicians. But it's just, it's wonderful the way things are. You know what, though? Nobody sleeps here. I'm gonna borrow this building from the villagers till I get things sorted out. Where's my horse? Where's my horse? There's two horses there, but where's my horse? There's my horse. Ow. Temporary place of residence right here in this village. And I say temporary because I gotta go bait creepers, and I have some torchlight here, so I can work with some of that. But we found a crafting table. Oh, so now I can actually craft things. So close to having enough to get a thing, an iron pickaxe. If I had one more iron nugget, I could do it. Not one more, but if I had more iron nuggets, I could do it. Could get a fishing rod. I don't want to waste that on the. I don't want to waste that. I have very few sticks. I have bamboo, so I can make sticks. I'm not worried about the bamboo. Like, I can make sticks. I'm not worried about the sticks because I have bamboo. But I need to get cobblestone, which means I need to go out and find a way to get cobblestone. Technically, couldn't I kill the iron golem, loot iron, and make an iron pickaxe? Do I have to build it 3 blocks high? Is that it? We're trying it. Well, it's going to take me a few minutes. But I happen to like the whole. I happen to like the whole Battlefield versus Call of Duty thing. And honestly, I think Battlefield's going to be a better game. Um, I fervently believe that. And I think what Call of Duty can learn from this is get back to what you were good at before. Oh boy. There we go. Oh. I didn't want to do that, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to get where you need to go. But we've done it. Now, what are we doing with this pickaxe? We're gonna go get ourselves some cobblestone. I can't give it. Well, I can give him a golden hoe, an unbreaking golden hoe. That seems like a fair trade. Because I don't need the golden hoe that's unbreaking. I just need this. Between this and bamboo, I have eternal stuff. I have eternal pickaxes. So the biggest hurdle has been cleared for now. Biggest hurdle was finding that forsaken pickaxe. Or not pickaxe, but crafting table. Because even if I had found a pickaxe, I still needed the crafting table. But now that I have the crafting table, I can make as many pickaxes as I need. And this temporary residence is going to do me very well. Pardon me, I'm being stupid. Like I said, room temperature IQ. So we're gonna deposit our pumpkins and a whole bunch of other stuff that we don't want to lose in here. Take our bread, we're gonna get rid of all this stuff. And we're gonna put our bamboo in there too, because that's valuable. That's as valuable as gold right now. Then we can put the other chest in there. I heard you like chests, so I put your chest in a chest. Oh, we're gonna put the potatoes in there too. There. Wait, I needed the cobblestone. Whoops. And we're gonna make a furnace. Only one, because we only need one. I'm living in the upstairs apartment like so much Fonzie. We still need coal. We can't create any form of wait. Is this thing over here? It is a rock floor. Time to do what I'm good at. You're probably wondering, what is it he's good at? tunneling straight down. Now, considering we can't really use a whole lot of sticks, because we're gonna need to go out and plant the bamboo. Yes, we are using this as a temporary place of residence, but we are trying to do this efficiently. So putting up this bamboo is kind of future-proofing our plans. Now I just need to make ladders. So I need to turn a lot of this into sticks. Not a whole lot, just a little bit of it into sticks. I need some ladders. Perfect. Literal perfection. So now I can tunnel directly underneath the building to go get stuff. Things are looking up. Things are looking up right now because we are getting exactly what we need to survive. I'll make 2 sticks, at least 1 bamboo. I'll go plant this bamboo. Because we have this 1 stone, we are going to make ourselves a stone shovel. But yeah, we are on our way. Who would have thought that it was going to take me 4 episodes to actually get into this? But it did. Before I go, I do want to say that I am very grateful for everybody that comes here and comes to the channel. Right. And I hope that some of the stuff that I talk about on here resonates with people. And obviously, it's not going to resonate with everyone. That it would be folly to think that if it did, right? Because even if you were the best orator out there, and you were to go out and say, "Ah, yes, I'm reaching out to all these people, and I'm going to hit 100% of the market," you're never going to hit 100% of the market, never. Not unless you were some sort of like mind altering brainworm and you convinced everybody to believe that you are the next big thing, then yeah, okay, there you go. But outside of being a mind altering brainworm, nobody's ever going to get 100%. Just won't happen. So I hope some of the stuff that I say resonates with people, if not in this video and other videos I've made. And I hope that other things that I say make people really think. If it doesn't resonate, make them think, right? And it's okay for people to have differences of opinion. Just like I have a difference of opinion when it comes to super sweats in games like Black Ops 7. Just like when it comes to other games that I think people are... You can see where they're trying too hard, and that winning is the only thing that matters. And it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad to see that. Because when that becomes a thing, and winning is the only thing they care about, and boy, that's all those, it's just winning. You've lost the plot. You really have lost the plot at that point. Because if... Yeah, it's fun to win, don't get me wrong. Everybody loves winning. But if you're playing the game solely on being the one that wins all the time and being first, you're going to be disappointed. And the game's not going to be as fun. Especially if someone better comes along and you're no longer winning. Because now you're sitting there just kind of shrugging your shoulders going, what did I just waste all that time for? But with that age comes wisdom. And with that wisdom is you're gonna run into people better than you. You're gonna run into people worse than you. And when you're playing a game, it's all about having fun, enjoying what you're doing. Like I enjoyed this, even though I was running around spending all my time looking for a crafting table for 4 episodes. But I've got one now, so now the actual true journey can begin. Now I'm going to have problems finding coal, which means that pit that I'm digging is going to be a problem until I find coal. So I'm thinking about starting a strip mine just outside the village and just strip mining down till I get to coal, and then doing the pit build. But we'll see. Um, I hope everybody enjoyed this video because I did. I've been having a great time playing the Woodless run. Um, it's been a blast. This whole channel's been a blast. This whole journey that I've done on YouTube just over a year now has been completely different than what I ever thought. And it's something good. It's definitely a good thing. But I hope everybody has a fantastic evening, a wonderful tomorrow, and as always, have a good one.